You know that feeling when you walk out of this massive, like, 2-hour meeting,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
right? I mean, everyone talked, opinions were shared, um, documents passed around. You just close your laptop and think, great, the work is done.
Well, you survived the deliberation, sure.
Yeah.
But as we're unpacking in today's deep dive into Aries Chan's guide, from deliberation to decision, that sigh of relief, it's actually a trap.
Wait, a trap? How so?
Because the meeting isn't the output. I mean, the work is really just starting. The hearing is, strictly just the input.
So if the hearing is just the raw input, how do you process that mess into an actual decision?
Right, that's the core challenge.
Because, I mean, it feels like the meeting is a gold mine,
Right.
right? You're extracting tons of dirt and rock.
Yeah, the overlapping statements, emotional appeals.
Exactly. And all that procedural noise. But the legislative report needs to be the refinery.
Yeah, you can't just hand a decision maker a bucket of dirt.
No, you have to hand them the extracted gold, which Chan calls institutional judgment.
And, the biggest mistake writers make in that refinery is falling into what Chan calls the everything was discussed trap.
Oh, like thinking it needs to be a court transcript.
Precisely. They think a report needs to read like a stenographic record of every single comment to be accurate. But precision isn't achieved by writing more.
Right. It's achieved by writing what matters.
Exactly.
But wait, let me just challenge that for a second. If you are, actively excluding details and throwing out the dirt, aren't you risking accusations of bias?
That is a very common fear, yeah.
Especially when different offices give totally conflicting statements, which happens like constantly. Aren't you hiding important tensions?
Well, no, you're not hiding it at all. You're organizing it.
Or organizing it. Okay, how?
Chan argues you don't pretend there was perfect agreement. You use a structured filter. Specifically, he outlines 5 movements.
The 5 movements to convert the hearing.
Right. Facts, issues, basis, findings, and recommendation. You start by establishing the undisputed facts.
Which naturally exposes the core issues where people disagree.
Exactly. Then you establish the basis, which is the existing rules or laws that apply here.
So how does that handle the conflicting statements?
By summarizing the material positions fairly and then explicitly stating how the committee treated them.
Oh, I see. Like, were the concerns addressed through amendments?
Or were they referred for further study? Basically, you show the math.
Right, and showing that math leads directly into the findings, which Chan calls the intellectual center of the report.
He really is.
There's actually this brilliant analogy in the source here. A report without clear findings is like a bridge that just stops before reaching the other side.
Yeah, you bring the reader to the issue, but then you just leave them stranded without a conclusion.
Right, and attaching a bunch of documents like legal opinions or budget certifications, that doesn't build the rest of that bridge.
No, the attachments have to support your analysis, not replace it entirely.
So true.
But, building that bridge doesn't matter if it can't actually hold any weight.
Ah.
Which brings us to Chan's ultimate test for these reports. Can this document carry the action being recommended?
So, for example, if you're recommending to defer an issue, does the report actually explain what remains unresolved?
Exactly. Reports that fail this test create what Chan calls institutional ambiguity.
Meaning, like, 6 months from now, someone has to track down a staffer in the hallway just to figure out what the committee actually decided.
Because the official document is practically useless, yeah.
Right, which forces staff to explain orally what should have been obvious in writing.
Good documentation doesn't wait for a problem to become clear. It translates the raw input into a definitive stance right there on the page.
So the next time you have to translate your team's messy deliberations into a structured decision, just remember that you aren't just a stenographer.
No, you are a translator of judgment. The meeting isn't the final product. It's really just gathering the raw material.
Exactly. And it leaves you with a profound thought about your own organization's legacy. If future readers or auditors review your documentation years from now, will they see the quiet power of clear institutional judgment? Or is your documentation just a microphone for whoever shouted the loudest?